And alright guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another video on the self-developed YouTube channel. You beautiful people, come on, get yourself a tea, some water, whatever you got, because we go deep, we get heated in these videos. I feel like I'm preaching a sermon in this bish. I'm not gonna swear, don't worry, relax. I'm trying to get better at that. I know a lot of you guys say, David, you swear too much. I'm trying, man. I'm definitely getting better, but I carry a lot of righteous anger and conviction in me, so sometimes when you're playing with fire, you get burned a bit, okay? So anyways, with that, let's jump into today's video. With that said, guys, in today's video, I titled it, or damn well believe I titled it, Men and women are not friends. Now, I've made this video multiple times, and I'll continue to make it multiple times because you guys need a lot of content or repetition for an idea to solidify itself deep into your subconscious to where you act it and live it on a daily basis and are not corrupted or swayed left or right by political agendas. Ooh, write that down, right? Yeah, guys, so men and women aren't friends. Now, can they be friends? Yes, you can be friends with your wife, your future wife, your girlfriend, etc., etc. But you see, that comes afterwards. There is a hierarchical list in responsibilities when it comes to relationship. And the first list as a man, because I can only speak as a man, because I am a man when it comes to being with a woman, is for her, I'm listing all this at the top of my head, protection, provision, direction, and essentially leading her to heaven. I mean, that is your only role, despite what all dating coaches tell you and other degenerate channels, which are all going to the lake of fire, all of them. You know, they'll say her tits matter, her ass matters, like all carnal sins. Like, it's at this point, guys, it's not even like, it's not surprising what I'm saying to you. Like, you're beginning to wake up and realize, like, shit, man, all these YouTubers are losers. They're all wolves in sheep's clothing. I believe that's the biblical term. They're fake. They're not lying to you. They're not telling you the truth. Your first job, and the only reason you ever get into a relationship, is to lead yourself, her, and then ultimately your family to the promised land, to heaven, or just, if some of you guys are atheists, to a better, more virtuous life. All right? Now, the vast majority of us will not do this because our society, individuals, man, Satan is everywhere. He speaks, and that's the thing too, like, I do blame these YouTubers, and mark my words, God judges teachers way harder. God's gonna judge me and anyone who has a platform way harder than the average guy because we're walking it, right? He's given us power, so he's like, buddy, if I gave you all superpowers to a certain extent, you better use them for good, and people who are not using them for good, oh man, they're gonna get judged 10 times harder. I don't know the exact biblical quote, but this is factual. I learned all my stuff from Mark the Messenger. We're homies, sorta, we message here and there, so he's taught me a tremendous amount, as well as just my own research, right? Now, where I'm going with this is, like I said, the average or the modern world will teach you... Fuck, dude, I don't even know what the modern world thinks. The modern world shits on itself. It's all backwards. It tells you... I don't even listen to it because it's fluctuating. It's like a new season every single day. We want this, do this, supposed to do this. There's no order, right? And I'm not saying you necessarily have to be a religious man in order to get into a relationship, although it does help, man, being a virtuous man. Now, thankfully, I knew this at a very young age, and I do believe all men do, because all men are born religious. I believe Islams believe that all men are born Muslim, which Muslim, I believe, translates to, you can correct me on this, but what is it, follower of God, or follower of rule? Something like that. You can correct me down below. I've been learning a lot on Islam too as of late. Guys, you have to understand, even though I am a Christian, I'm very intrigued with all Abrahamic religions, preferably Islam and then Judaism, right? I'm very interested. I want to know everything. There's so many similarities, and it's very intriguing to me. I'm very open-minded when it comes to finding the good and bad with everything. I'm not too attached to one thing, but Christianity has absolutely changed my life. Now, like I was saying beforehand, thankfully I was a very based, virtuous man, young, which I believe all of us are. All men are. You're born based. Like, every single man, this is why I resonate with you guys. Even though you may not like me, you know this deep in your core this is true. Because all men are born with a moral compass. Every single man. Women, to an extent, but men are. Right? Men are religious. Women necessarily aren't, but you're born with this. Now, where I'm going with this, because I speak of so many things I sometimes forget, is when I was with my ex-girlfriend, I was with her for 5 years, and I was planning on marrying her, and then she just, feminism, Satan, she just left, and that's fine, whatever. She actually ended up reaching back out a couple days ago, which, I don't have to tell you guys, but it's just funny how life works out when you stick the path, but whatever. And when I was with her at 19 years old, I knew, even though I wasn't necessarily religious, I I was just based. I said, hey, look, here's what I want to do. Here's the mission I want to start on YouTube. I want to empower men. I think you could be an amazing team. And everything I did was to help myself and her get to heaven. So I helped her with her own YouTube channel. She was into nutrition and you know, kind of like health. I helped her with that, her side passions, everything, fitness, dude, entrepreneurship. She was like Robin to my Batman, and I was helping her with everything, and I was leading her, and I knew what her passions were. She would tell me, I would help her. And you know, she fucking left, beats me, now she wants to get back, and I'm like, sucks for you. But where I'm going with this is that is the only reason you get into a relationship. Now, even though it's split, it broke, right? You guys, I gotta let you know this. Just because you get into a relationship doesn't mean it's gonna be sunshine and rainbows. It does not mean it's guaranteed. I was with her for 5 years, she packed up and left. That's life. And I believe that was meant to happen because the man I am now is completely different, right? So I believe my next wife will be the one. Do I know? I don't know. That's why you don't just get married right away. You date for a while, at least after 3 to 5 years, and then when you're certain this is the one, go for it. But even despite that, despite the risk of knowing that I may not be with her forever, she could leave, things may not work out, you still do not date unless you know your mission, your purpose in life, where you're going with God, and your ability to bring her as well. Because this is going to piss off a lot of you guys, and Islam teaches me a lot on this. I'm sure the Bible speaks of this too, but I know this is a prominent theme in Islam. They believe women have a much higher chance of going to hell than men do, and that's just because women don't have a leader. Women need leaders. This is actually another reason too. I was talking to my Muslim friend, why the Quran said you're allowed to have 4 wives. Because a lot of these women were like homeless. It was a scary world back then. Back when the Prophet Muhammad, it was a different time. Okay, women needed leaders. They were like lost sheep. Even now they are. I mean, men are lost too. But back then, so they would give the wives to a strong, righteous husband who was able to treat them correctly, right? Now it's not very popular because, anyways, it's a completely different topic. You're not really supposed to have 4 wives now because technically you have to treat them all the exact same way, buy them the exact same things. You get 1 girl, 1 car, you got to get the rest, which Muslims don't do nowadays. Like, that's almost impossible. So it's I believe the Islamic word, or is it Arabic? The Quran is makruh. I believe that's what it is, which means frowned upon. Like, it's not good. It's not shirk. I'm learning all this stuff. How many of you know this? Shirk, which is like, that's sin. That's like one of the biggest sins, which I believe is idolatry, right? So it's not as big as that, but makruh is something that is frowned upon. So it's very frowned upon to have multiple wives in Islam now, because God knew, I believe it was Prophet Muhammad, he said, like, you're not going to treat them the same. Like, let's be real. You know, you can have 4 wives, but I don't recommend it because you're not going to treat them the same. So just for anyone who says, well, I'm going to have 4 wives, that's a cope. It's a lie. No, you're not. No, you're not. Believe me. You are not. You, if you're watching this channel, you're not. So that's that, guys. I'm not saying as a man that you cannot be friends with your woman. Of course you can, dude. But first and foremost over everything, the number one reason you get with a woman is for what we spoke of beforehand: protection, provision, direction, and guiding her. Because women, you guys can get upset at this, do a very poor job at leading themselves. That's why women need men, right? Relax if that triggered you. Women cannot lead themselves. This is why marketing 90% is targeted towards women. I mean, I can get very political with you, but I'm trying to keep this kind of PG. But a lot of stuff is targeted towards women because certain people know that women will buy. I mean, Adam and Eve. Satan went to who? Eve. Eve bit the apple. If Adam saw it, he would have said, get out of here. God told me not to do this. Women are they're weaker vessels. They're very easily manipulated. Relax. It's not a bad thing. This is why women need men. Right? Men don't necessarily need women, but women need leaders. And they'll say, well, I have my corporate boss. He's my leader. Government's my leader. That's exactly what they want. You fell for it. What a surprise yet again. So, man, I'm gonna finish it there because I can go so much deeper with you guys, and I probably will, but you got to keep in mind too, I'm still playing by YouTube's rules, right? You gotta find your middle ground because I still want to be here to empower you guys. So, and that is my plan. I definitely will. So that is that. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this. You can be friends with women. Just, that comes after the hierarchy of responsibilities first, which is really the whole point of this video. The vast majority of you men cannot do this. Check my last video. They're all intertwined. I spoke of, it's perfect how they link up. I batch my videos so they kind of like tie onto each other. I spoke of the 2 phenomenons, right? The mother and then your wife on this spectrum. And you need to go through the hero's call to adventure, atonement with father, which is really just spiritual connection before you take on or lead your woman. Right? Once you lead your woman, you find the spiritual connection, sure, you guys can be buddies. Go do whatever you want. She should be your best friend. Great. But if you do not have that spiritual discernment, you do not have that conviction or ability to lead, you do not deserve to be friends. You will lead you and her down below. Or just, if you're atheist, to a very degenerate life, which will backfire on you tremendously. So that is that, guys. Thank you so much. I'm the most goated YouTuber there is in this industry, and I am just so ready to share this message to the masses and really gain everything I deserve. I've been in the shadows for so long. I truly believe I'm the best in my industry, better than everyone else you guys can think of. And of course, there's the GOATs like Jordan Peterson and them. I have so much respect for them. I'm not saying I'm better than them, but I mean like YouTubers my age. All of them. Every single one. And I think it's just about time for me myself to get heard because I've been in the shadows for so long. And God did that to really test my soul. I'm like a raging bull inside. I've been held down just for so long, and I'm so ready to just, come for necks in the most loving way and just take the throne because I am the king. There's no question about it. And if I'm not now, I'm one of the top 3. I truly, truly believe that. So thank you guys. Have an amazing day. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. I'll finish it here with the final plugs. If you guys want to work with me on a personal level, you guys know the flex. There is always one-on-one coaching. Come join the team. Spots are open down below. I would love to coach you guys. If you want to learn more on what I talk about in these videos times 10, the step down is group coaching. This is the workshop. The workshop is 4 1-hour calls over the entire month, guys. It's cheaper than a one-on-one coaching. Would definitely recommend. Also includes a private Facebook group for unlimited messaging, guys. You can check the one of January coming up very soon. Book yourself a spot below. And finally, guys, our third and cheapest option. This is the course. Passive online, over 3 hours long. Again, changing your lives as men, giving you all the tools and tricks needed to become self-developed. Fitness, nutrition, intermittent fasting, no fat, meditation, cold showers, increasing masculinity, finding your passions, turning it into a business, gaining that spiritual authority, and then finding your wife. Go download the free half-an-hour version below to get yourself a teaser, and I'll finish it there. You can support Edge and Gains Club. Coupon code Hammond. You guys know what's up. Let's go. About to hit up the gym now, do more of God's work, and just become based as men. You guys are with the new movement, or you are not. No, I repeat that. I scratched that. You are with the new movement, or you will eventually come to join the new movement. It's growing, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. It's an amazing time. I'm so glad with where the world is headed, and it's about time to take kingship. Is that the word? Gain the throne, and just create lineage and legacy. All right, guys, I'll see you at the top in a city near you. With that, much love. Peace.